Welcome back to the program. I'm James McKnight. This is Coach on the Clock, and I'm in studio with my esteemed colleague, Mr. Danye Gabadia. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you very much, James.
Awesome. You know, we're going to get into some of the things that have gone on in Week 6 of the NFL football season. There's a lot of last-minute heroics, a lot of big plays, a lot of defense that rose to the occasion. We had missed field goal. There was so much going on in the National Football League today. But right now, we're going to highlight some of the things that was some hot topics and some coaches that are on the hot seat. Danye, you've done some research. You know, the Twitter is screaming. You know, the social media websites is screaming. The fans are irate and posting all kind of nasty stuff on the website. I just want to know, what do you have for us today?
Yes, as we can see some of our trending topics on Twitter and Facebook, our fans are blowing us up talking about Rex Ryan and the New York Jets and their 1-5 start to the season. Let me ask you, James, your professional opinion: is it lack of talent, or is it lack of coaching talent, or is it lack of player talent that's led the Jets to this awful start?
You know, I just think that sometimes when the dam break, you know, you're so busy trying to focus on where this leak is right here, and sometimes you neglect some other areas that you need to refine. And I think that the media focus has all been on Geno Smith. Geno played pretty well. I mean, he went up against the best ever with Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. And I think that right now, Rex Ryan is he's a guy that's very prideful. He's going to stick to his guns and things like that. I don't think Michael Vick is the answer for the New York Jets, but Geno Smith is not the cause of their defense can't slow anybody down. The special teams are not making any big plays and putting Geno in great field position. And so I think Rex Ryan have a lot of things to worry about. His coaching staff need to upgrade and really get into the film room and challenge their players to play at a high level, because right now they're a young football team that's not playing on one accord, and it's showing on every Sunday.
Absolutely. And I don't know if it's lack of talent or if it is a lack of coaching the talent, that young talent that they have.
Well, at the end of the day, you know, sometimes you only can coach what you have. You know, they drafted those guys. You know, they're calling the offensive plays, they're calling the defenses, and if these guys are too young to pick up those defensive signals, or they're too young to be able to execute and make adjustments on the go, then you're going to have a team that look, you know, disarray. And when you're playing someone like the Denver Broncos or Peyton Manning, let's just say that, here's a guy that's like a machine. You know, his receiver's going to be in the right spot, or they're not going to be on the football field. And Geno Smith don't have that clout that Peyton Manning has to say, hey, these are the guys I want out there, and don't bring me guys out there that don't know the plays, don't line up in the right position, don't run the right depth. You know, because there's a lot of things that's going on when you throw interceptions. If you're supposed to go 15 yards, go 15. Because 12, I'm not ready to throw at 12. And if you cut the right short at 12 yards, then you give the defensive back an advantage, because he's going downhill against the ball. And so by the time I release the ball, you get interceptions. And I think that's what Geno Smith is experiencing with his young receiver core. They need to Eric Decker need to stay healthy so he can help him out. But this season is a wash for them. They better start getting ready for 2015.
So do you think they'll keep Rex Ryan in 2015?
I don't know. I think right now the New York fans is trying to give him the boot. And I think this might be his last rodeo.
Okay, excellent. For you fans out there on Twitter, excellent information. Let's go actually to our next trending topic that we see all over Twitter and Facebook. Our fans are talking about Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin, another loss this week, devastating loss. Tell me, what's going on with the Steelers?
You know, when you start losing to the Cleveland Browns and you start struggling, you know, playing the Cleveland Browns. No offense to the Cleveland Browns, because, you know, I've highlighted them the last couple of weeks. They're playing very good football. Brian Hoyer is made them forget about Johnny Manziel and his Heisman Trophy. You haven't heard anything about Johnny Manziel, because Brian Hoyer is saying, hey, listen, this is my team. I'm going to lead these guys, and these guys are going to follow me. And he's gotten these guys, that whole team believe in this kid right now.
Yes.
And I think he's looking for a great payday. If not in Cleveland, some other team is going to definitely offer him some serious money next year in the offseason. So congratulations to you, Brian. But Pittsburgh right now, I just don't know if they believe right now.
Okay.
I know Ben Roethlisberger had an issue with Todd Haley as an offensive coordinator. You know, Todd took the Arizona Cardinals to the Super Bowl as their offensive coordinator with Kurt Warner at the quarterback position. But Ben has not clicked. This system don't work for Big Ben. The running game is okay. They got a two-head monster with Le'Veon Bell and Garrett Blunt. But they're just not being able to click. They're not able to generate enough offense to keep their defense off the football field.
Yes.
And you got some guys on their defense that's probably going to lead the league in tackling because they're out there so much. And that's not Pittsburgh Steelers football. You want to be physical and aggressive, but that's not the way that Mike Tomlin want his team to perform.
So then you say the offensive coordinator and his playing calling strategy, does that have anything to do with why the Steelers are averaging, two touchdowns per game?
That's somewhat, but when you get rid of, wide receivers like Mike Wallace, you get rid of, you don't have a veteran leader like a Hines Ward that kind of gelled all those guys together. I think they're lacking leadership, and I think you got guys that are being selfish right now, and they're just trying to have stats at the end of the game versus winning ball games. And at the end of the day, it's about winning ball games that get you to the playoffs to have an opportunity to win Super Bowls. They've been there twice before. Ben Roethlisberger has been there twice before. So I think it's up to him to step up and challenge those guys in the locker room to play at a high level. Or this season is a watch for these guys as well. And in 2015, they're going to be looking at rebuilding. And no coach want to talk about rebuilding in the middle or the beginning of a football season. Absolutely. But right now they're in disarray.
Yes. And what do you think about Mike Tomlin's job? Is it at risk? What are we looking for next season? Do you think Pittsburgh will keep him, or will they let him go?
I don't think Mike Tomlin is on the hot seat as much as Rex Ryan. Okay. Mike Tomlin is a disciplinary coach. I mean, he's very good at what he do. He command those guys, perform and play at a high level. But they just making bonehead mistakes. And I don't think that's a coaching thing because they do have veterans on the team. They have veterans on the defensive side of the ball. They have veterans on the offensive side of the ball. So they're not as young as the New York Jets, but at the same time, these guys are not stepping up to the challenge. They're not rising to the occasion. And the key to being a great football team is you make the people around you better. Yeah. And right now, those veterans are not making those young players around them better. And Mike Tomlin is very frustrated with his football team right now.
Understandably. Why? Well, then let's just wrap up this segment with the New York Giants, and we saw them come off a 2-game winning streak, facing the Eagles, was trampled by the Eagles. Please, James, give us what's going on with the Giants.
I thought the New York Giants was back. I was congratulating Tom Coughlin for the last couple of weeks. I really was on him. He was on the hot seat. Matter of fact, he was about to burn up. But right now, I don't know if I celebrated and I gave him, congratulated him too early because when I look back at the games they won, they lost against the Arizona Cardinals, the Detroit Lions, and the Philadelphia Eagles, but they won against the Texans, the Falcons, and the Washington Redskins. Yes. With the exception of the Atlanta Falcons, that was the only quality win that they've had this year. So I don't think the New York Giants have pulled themselves up by the bootstraps and playing at a high level. And Eli Manning and that offense was just abysmal yesterday. I mean, it was awful to watch. I fell asleep twice on that game. And I couldn't even tell you what the final score was until this morning when I looked at the highlights. So these guys are, Tom Coughlin, you're back on that hot seat, and I think you may be in the same hot seat that Rex Ryan is. This may be your last hurrah. You were great for New York. You brought them 2 championships in the last 10 years. But I think it may be your swan song right now. I believe the fat lady that's coming down the stairs for both you and Rex Ryan, and. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with you guys at the end of this year. But it's your team is not performing at a high level. They're in disarray. Eli Manning is not looking good. They just lost their best wide receiver, Victor Cruz. He tore his patella tendon yesterday. So that coaching staff, if they're on your fantasy football team, you need to truly and severely reevaluate the New York Jets, reevaluate the New York Giants coaching staff. I know you Giant fans love your beloved Giants, but they're not going to do anything for you in your fantasy league. So this is Coach on the Clock. I'm James McKnight. This is Adanya Gabadia, and we'll see you guys next time.